Hey, how's it going? It's Legali here. Today I'm gonna be doing something different. It's going to be a guide on Gunslinger, but just not just any guide. It's a guide about maximizing damage output. For anyone who's interested in my background in this game, I was the first team that cleared Helvicus on NA. I was the second Deathless team on NA. And I'm frequently the top damage gunslinger on NA East. So I'm going to be talking about a few things in this video. Um, Obviously, this guide is to teach you how to maximize damage, so I'm assuming you know a few basic things. I'll go over a few basics, and I'll go into more advanced things as well, okay? So the first thing I'm going to be talking about is maximizing damage output with the use of proper use of spacebar. So as you guys know, Gunslinger spacebar is a very long animation and a decent gap closer. However, you should almost under no exceptions ever be using your spacebar as a gap closer. And the reason is because it is very important to save your spacebar for your highest damage dealing skill, focus shot. Because this is your longest animation as well as being uncancelable unless you have spacebar available. So on Gunslinger, you rarely ever see me using spacebar unless it's an emergency where I need to push immune something. I never use it to gap close. When you need to gap close as Gunslinger, you should be using your 4 mobility skills: Somersault, Peacekeeper, Quick Step, and Dexterous Shot. And make sure you apply the Peacemaker buff, which gives you an attack speed steroid, which allows you to get these skills out faster, so it looks like this. Okay? So that is proper use of spacebar. And we're gonna talk about how you can use the spacebar to, use animation canceling, which is going to be my next topic. As you guys know, Gunslinger has a lot of long animations. It's important to save your spacebar to cancel the focus shot and lag in order to get your rotation out faster. So, for example, if I was going to start focus shot, at the very end of the animation, normally there's a little bit of a lag from the knockback of the shot. As you can see, I'm unable to do any action or use any skill until the skill finishes casting. However, with a spacebar at the end of the skill, you can now cancel the skill into another skill. So the preferred combo, as you guys might know if you're familiar with Gunslinger, is focus shot, spacebar cancel into catastrophe. And the reason is because these two skills have a similar cooldown, okay? Especially if you have a cooldown gem on focus shot. Another thing you can do is, in certain situations, for example, if your catastrophe is on cooldown because of a stagger check, you can queue up a weapon swap and then precast and queue up another skill. For example, we could do synergy, focus shot, spacebar, weapon swap, and immediately queue up sharpshooter. Or you could do focus shot, weapon swap, into bullet rain, right? I didn't do it there. Sorry, let me try it again. Like such. So that is an advanced use of spacebar and a reason why we always save it for focus shot, as well as enabling us to get out of any dangerous situations. The next point I want to go over is tracking synergy. As you guys know, Gunslinger has one of the best synergies in the game, a permanent 10% crit synergy. On your spiral tracker only applies it for 6 seconds, however your dexterous shot applies it for 8 seconds. What that means is, normally spiral tracker gives you enough time to hit about 2 skills. And if you have higher attack speed, you can sometimes fit in 3, although it is very tight timing, as you can see. While dexterous shot allows you to get normally 3 skills, it's important as a gunslinger to constantly pay attention to the boss's debuff expiration timer, as if you're casting any of your rifle skills without your crit synergy, you're going to be not critting a significant amount of the time. And this can lead to, you know, a lot less damage output, especially as you're running the Keen Blunt engraving, which scales off of the number of times you crit. Another point I want to make is not overusing quick step life absorption. As you guys know, I am one of the 2 gunslingers along with Named who don't run life absorption on quick step normally unless we are in a bus with no support. And the reason is because the animation time you spend using your life absorption as well as tapping the shot could be used casting a skill instead. For example, if you come out of any mechanic check and you need to you get free burst uptime on the boss, instead of using Spiral Tracker life absorption, you could simply do Spiral Tracker and immediately start casting a skill. Not only does this feel more fluid as you don't need to spam quick step every single time you want to attack the boss, and this can lead to a bad habit of not using skills unless you have quick step on. This also allows you to use quick step as a more flexible gap closer or skill to dodge other incoming attacks. The next general topic I want to go over is abusing Hitmaster and model movement. This is the highest. This is basically maximizing uptime as a gunslinger. As you guys know, Gunslinger is a Hitmaster class, which means you do not have to attack from the back or the front. You can attack from any area. And the most important thing to know about Gunslinger is your safe skills. What I mean is that every single skill on every class influences the movement and model placement of your character. For example, you'll notice when I cast Bullet Rain, it slightly pushes my character forward, right? And you can see that it's true because whenever I spam the skill, you can see my character moving from the left to the right. This means that if you need to stay in place, you must cast Bullet Rain beforehand and readjust your positioning so that you're now in a safe spot. This is very important to know which skills are safe and which aren't, because, for example, in this video, this is a Belshazzar bus I did. You can see that this pattern, which a lot of people usually stand still and don't attack, allows you to know which skills you can greed. You're first going to locate the safe spot, and you'll see me swap over to my shotgun here and cast Sharpshooter. And I know that I'm not going to get rooted because the Sharpshooter skill is a very safe skill to cast, as it doesn't move your player model at all. I'm going to go over the safe skills as well as the semi-safe skills. So in order of safe skills, we have Sharpshooter, Dual Buckshot, Target Down, Spiral Flame or Perfect Shot, whichever you prefer to use. I'm running Shotgun Rapid Fire at 10, which is why I'm using Spiral Flame and Perfect Shot instead. These are your 4 safe skills on Gunslinger, as well as Spiral Tracker, okay? This is also important because if you need to debuff before going into any of your main damage skills, you're safe to use Spiral Tracker. However, you're not safe to use Grenade, as this will carry your player model forward slightly. And in the semi-safe skills, we have Bullet Rain, which, as I already went over, carries your player model slightly forward, which means if you need to go into a safe spot and use the skill, you must cast it slightly beforehand so you have enough time to adjust your player model. And finally, I have Focus Shot. Although the initial 3 shots of this skill are safe, the last shot is going to propel you slightly backwards, and so your original positioning on the floor is now slightly back. As you can see, your character will slide back. Another reason why spacebar canceling this skill is so valuable, as it doesn't disturb your player model. Now, to do damage, you need to combine all of these steps. Debuff, animation canceling, making sure the debuff is always on the boss, and knowing damage priority. What that means is when the boss is above 50%, if you're using Peacemaker that is, you should be prioritizing your 2 shotgun skills. So my rotation will look like this when the boss is above 50%. As we know, target down is your 4th hardest hitting skill when the boss is above 50%, but we still use Catastrophe in tandem with Focus Shot due to the way their cooldowns sync up. When the boss is sub 50, it's always important to prioritize your sniper skills, and this is what you're gonna look. This is what your rotation is gonna look like. Now, it is less important to apply crit rate to your shotgun skills, but it is more beneficial to your party members. If you want to play extremely greedy, it's not as important to apply your synergy to your shotgun, but in general, I would recommend doing that. And as always, if you guys have any questions about Gunslinger, feel free to stop by my stream, twitch.tv/Agalia. I stream every single day except Mondays. Thank you guys for watching, and if you have any questions, once again, feel free to stop by, guys.